good morning. I'm Professor Savita Bodke, and now in this second lecture we are going to study that how to classify the cost on the basis of behavior to change in level of activity. Now for this you are having only three choices of answer, that is your answer can be either a fixed cost, variable cost or the semi-variable cost. Now we are going to understand the meaning of each and every cost over here. The fixed cost. Fixed cost always remains the same. For example, if I am using the unlimited data card, I can download the any MB of movie and still my cost will be the same. Next one is the variable cost. Variable cost is such type of cost which changes as per the changes in output. Means suppose if I am going to download the 1 MB of data, my charges is as per the 1 MB download. If I am going to download the data of 100 MB, my charges will be the different. Means here I am not using the unlimited data card. My data card is depends upon the MBs. If I am going to utilize a more MBs, definitely my expenses will be the so much high. So fixed cost is like your unlimited data card, and the variable cost is such type of plan where you are paying the amount on the basis of usage. Now the next one is the semi-variable cost. A semi-variable cost is the combination of your both the cost, that is of your fixed cost and variable cost. Now semi-variable cost is such type of cost which remains constant up to the one level, and after that it converted into the variable cost. What it means? Suppose I have taken a plan that first 100 MB the service provider is going to charge me only 5 rupees, and after that 100 MB, if I am going to utilize 101 MB, for that extra 1 MB of my data card they are going to charge me the amount. So again I am going to repeat the concept. Fixed cost means the cost which remains constant at all levels. Variable cost is such type of cost which changes as per the changes in output, and semi-variable is a combination of both. Up to the one level it will be the constant, and after that it is going to be converted in the variable cost. Now from your exam point of view, again there is a one smart way, that semi-variable cost. Now how to identify the semi-variable cost? In an exam, if they have asked you about the electricity bill and telephone bill, then by default your answer is semi-variable cost. In the rest all of the situations your answer can be either fixed cost or the variable cost. So in short, only your answer will be the semi-variable cost if it is electricity bill or the telephone bill. In rest of the situations your answer can be either fixed cost or the variable cost. Now we are going to start with the sums over here. As we have discussed that if that is a telephone bill or the electricity bill, your answer will be the semi-variable cost. Now they have given you landline phone charges or the phone charges, your answer is semi-variable cost. Next one is electricity bill. They have given you now a factory electricity bill, but ultimately it is a electricity bill only. Then they have given you office electricity bill, showroom electricity bill. So by default the answer is semi-variable cost. It's too easy to remember that telephone bill and electricity bill only will be the semi-variable cost, and rest of the cost either can be your fixed cost or the variable cost. Now the next one is cost of raw material, indirect material, direct material or the raw material cost. Now please understand that for the material, if I am going to purchase a material of 1 kg, my charges will be different. If I am going to purchase a material of 100 kg, my charges will be the different. Means it is going to change as per the changes in my requirement. So the answer is variable cost, because rate for 1 kg is different, rate for 100 kg will be 1 kg price into 100 kg. Now the next one is factory rent, office rent, rent or shop in a mall, shop's rent or showroom expenses or a showroom rent. Rent will be always a fix. Suppose I have taken one flat on a rent for rupees 50,000. If I am alone going to stay over there, then also I have to pay rupees 50,000. If 10 people will accommodate the same flat, then also the rent will be the same. That's why the rent is always a fixed cost. Now the next one is manufacturing wages, overtime paid to the worker. What is the meaning of manufacturing wages? Manufacturing wages means the wages which we are going to provide to the workers. Overtime paid to the workers. Overtime means suppose they are having 8-hour shift and they are going to work for the 10 hours, means 2 hours extra. So that is called as the overtime. So for that overtime we have to pay a amount on the hourly basis. So it will be your variable cost. Then wages to the labor, productive wages, wages to the machine operator on the piece rate basis or direct labor. That is all nothing but the same, and your answer is variable cost. Always remember that wages paid to the workers, it is a variable cost. Now the next one is manager's salary, watchman's salary, supervisor's salary, salaries to the salesman, factory manager's salary. Now salary is always a fix. So the answer is fixed cost. Again, there is one smart way to remember this. If you will see a word wages, the answer will be variable cost. Only in 2 cases the answer will be the fixed cost that we are going to discuss later on. So always remember that salary is fixed and wages is variable except few of the conditions. Now the next one is carriage inward charges and carriage outward. As we have discussed that carriage is nothing but the transport expenses. So transport expenses are always a variable. So the answer is variable cost. Now the next one is depreciation of office furniture, depreciation of plant and machinery, depreciation of office building, depreciation of delivery van. So the answer is fixed cost because depreciation is always a fix. So again there is a smart way to remember that if there is a depreciation, answer will be by default your fixed cost, whether that is a depreciation of your car, furniture, office equipment, everything. The word depreciation means it is a fix. Now the next one is rent of warehouse, rent for factory and office. As we have discussed that rent is always a fix, so the answer is fixed cost. Now the next one is sales commission, salesman's commission and commission on sale. Answer is fixed cost. Why it is a fixed cost? Because the percentage are always a fix. That's why the answer is a fixed cost. Now the next one is printing of pamphlets and Xerox charges. I have put a star mark over here. Please remember that don't think from the individual point of view in case of your financial management. Always you have to assume that if I am a owner of the organization, what it will be, whether it will be a fixed cost or the variable cost. In case of the organization, they are allocating a fixed budget for such type of activities of printing or Xerox, etc. So that's why the answer is fixed cost. It is not a variable cost. So you have to remember this. If the question is printing of pamphlets or the Xerox charges, the answer will be fixed cost because we are thinking from the organization point of view. Now the next one is consultant fees or director's fees. The answer is fixed cost. Then exhibition expenses. Again I have put a star mark over here. Exhibition expenses is a fixed cost because a organization in advance is allocating a particular amount for such type of activities. Now the next one is showroom rent, office insurance, premium, factory insurance. The answer is fixed cost. Again, there is a smart way. If the word insurance comes, it means that it is a fixed cost. Now the next one is advertising. Again, I have put a star mark. Same as the exhibition expenses, it is also a fixed cost because the organization is allocating a fixed budget for such type of activities. Now the next one is plywood used in the wooden furniture. It will be variable. If I am going to make the one table, my requirement for the plywood will be the different. If I am going to manufacture the 100 tables, the requirement will be the different and the cost will be the different. Now the next one is purchase commission at the rate of 1%. Now it is a purchase commission. Rate is same, that is a 1%, but my amount of purchase will be always a different. So my final amount will be the different. So that's why the answer is variable cost. Now the next one is cost of milk in manufacturing of ice cream. The answer is variable cost because if I am going to manufacture 100 kg of ice cream, the requirement of the milk will be the different. If I am going to manufacture 1000 kg of ice cream, the requirement of the milk will be the different. Now the next one is office cleaning expenses. The answer is fixed cost. If you are having any maid at the home, we are also paying her a fixed charges on the monthly basis. So office cleaning expenses, it is a fixed cost. Now the next one is repairs and maintenance. Repairs and maintenance, it is a variable cost. As per the requirement, the amount will change. Now the next one is indirect wages. Again, I have put a star mark. Indirect wages means your salaries, and salaries are always fixed. So the answer is fixed cost. I hope that you have understood this concept. Again, I am going to do a one quick revision. If the question is cost classification on the basis of behavior to change in level of activity, then the answer either can be your fixed cost, variable cost or semi-variable cost. Fixed cost is such type of cost which is always a same. Variable cost, that is changing cost, and the next one is semi-variable cost, means it will be the constant up to the one level and after that it will change. Again, a smart way to remember, if in the question there will be the electricity bill or telephone bill, then the by default answer will be the semi-variable cost. In rest of the cases, it can be the either a fixed cost or the variable cost. Now the next one, telephone bill, electricity bill, the answer is semi-variable cost. Now cost of raw material. Raw material is always a variable, so it is a variable cost. Rent is always fixed, so whether that is the rent of factory, showroom, rent of your office, so answer is fixed cost. The word wages is indicating that it is 99% a variable cost, but again you have to read it properly. If that is a indirect wages, then only your answer will change as a fixed cost. Now the next one is salary. Salary is always a fixed. Carriage, transport expenses, it is always a variable. Now the next one is depreciation. Depreciation is always a fixed. Rent fixed. Sales commission fixed. Then printing of pamphlets, xerox, etc., that is a fixed cost. Now the next one is fees, fixed cost. Exhibition expenses, fixed cost. Insurance, fixed cost. Then advertisement expenses, again it is a fixed cost. If the plywood you have used in particular furniture making, then it will be the variable cost. The same will applicable for the cost of milk in the manufacturing of ice cream. Then purchase commission at the rate of 1%, this will be your variable cost because the amount of purchase will be the different. Now office cleaning expenses will be the always fixed. Repairs and maintenance, it's a variable cost. indirect wages, though it is a wages, but indirect wages means the salary. That's why the answer is fixed cost. I hope that you have understood regarding the concept of cost classification on the basis of the behavior. The next lecture will be based on the next type. Thank you.